Well, we're on.
All right, we're on. Is it time?
It's time.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. Well, hello, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Nincompoops podcast. You might be wondering, wow, that's a small room you guys are in, and you might be right, but it's all part of a big plan.
Or is it?
No, I wish it was. No, it's gonna be a 3-man podcast today. First time ever,
Yeah.
3-man podcast.
I think the smallest we ever got was 4 people, right?
Yeah, it
I
was
think
4.
so. Yeah.
But now we beat it.
Hey, you know what? You know what they say? Three times a charm. So it may not apply to this situation. It may be completely out of
Hey,
context.
three's a company. Is that
three,
what
three's a lucky number, is what I hear.
Isn't it bad things comes in 3s?
I don't know.
Or is it 4s? I don't even know, honestly.
It could be good things. Why can't it be good things come in 3s? Like, ever play Super Mario World? You ever had to like jump on like Bowser or any of his like Koopa Troopas? You stop them 3 times on the bottles and you win. So I say it's a good thing.
Well, alas, you may be wondering, where's Kenny? Where's Jeffrey?
Where's
Why is there
Ron?
only 3 of you?
Where's Big Ron?
Where's
No one's
Big
asking
Ron?
where's Big Ron.
Where's the guest?
Are you sure?
Well-
you sure no one's asking that?
Let me
No
tell
one-
you where they are. They said, "Fuck this podcast. We're never coming back here." That's what they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
We had a whole season of drama going on. At least a good 2 seasons worth of drama going on. And then we were just like, nah, I'm out. Peace. And that's what happened. We show you, but someone forgot to record that season finale.
Oh,
so.
yeah, last week would have been the 25th episode.
Yeah, last
It
week
would've
would've
been.
20
It
would've
would have
been.
been.
I totally forgot we fucked up like our very first episode because we didn't record it or save it or anything.
Yeah.
just
I
gone.
mean, technically, that happens with like almost all pilot episodes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
episode was like, I know we've had some like episodes in the past, but the first episode that we did, it was not recorded or saved. It was literally like the worst one we did. I'm pretty sure. It was pretty terrible, and
Luckily,
it would never see the light of day.
Never. Already erased it from my memory.
Yeah, I think we just talked about COVID for like a good like 40 minutes or something,
Pretty much.
and I was like, yeah.
Probably. So what
Now
happened?
we're here.
Why didn't we meet up or record last week? What happened?
Same
So
thing
what
is
happened-
happening this week. They said, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah, basically. So Kenny has I'm not sure if we ever discussed this on the podcast, but Kenny has a abnormal sleep schedule where he can sleep like 2 hours and then go on being awake for another 24 and then sleep like 5 hours or something and just carry on, which I
Yep.
find nuts because like I get tired after just one all-nighter, and I'm just like, I need to fucking sleep my ass off.
all those
Kenny-
times we did all-nighters when we worked security was terrible.
Yeah.
Even sucks
Yep.
when you're like trying to drive home too, when you're just like dead tired.
Well, I never had that problem.
Jim
Yeah.
slept while you drove.
But I think
true.
I would like to think I helped with you staying awake because we would just
Yes,
talk about
yes, indeed,
things.
indeed,
Yeah.
did help. Just having conversation helps.
Yeah, it does. Especially when you're like I think Paul had a similar schedule where like he would go to a class on Monday morning, or I forget if it's Monday morning or Tuesday morning, and then Thursday night we would both pull all-nighters and go through that week working a late shift before going back to a morning schedule where we had to go to class. It was like very unhealthy, but we were both young, strong men. We're like, we can handle this. This is
We still young. We're still in our 20s, mid-20s, lower end.
Yeah, I was 21, so fresh 20-year-old basically.
Oh, that's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
You were 23, still pretty young, so we were like, we're strong. We can
Yeah,
handle
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and we did. But it's like very, very unhealthy. Do not recommend.
Do not recommend. I feel as though we strayed off topic of what we were talking about before we went on a tangent.
What are we talking about?
Kenny's sleep schedule,
Kenny.
man.
Kenny's
You're
sleep
explaining.
schedule. So
This is why they left.
he's been this is why they left.
Yeah, this is,
He I think the tangent part is one of our strengths, though. All right,
yeah,
to
I
be
think
fair.
so. I think so.
I concur.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm assuming he's asleep right now because usually if he was awake and we ask him, "Hey, you're gonna show up to the podcast," he'd usually reply with something like, "Hey, I can't make it because work or family or something." And because he doesn't respond, I'm just assuming he's asleep, and that's probably why he's not here today. As with Jeffrey last week, Jeffrey had a final or something coming up the day after that he had to study or work for. I forget. And today he send us a let's put it lightly, a resignation letter saying,
I was about to say
"Hey,
that.
Resignation?
Resignation.
Are sure
letter.
it's not like a undefined break?
no," he was saying like, "Hey, you guys are fucking assholes, and I don't want to be part of this project with you pieces of shit anymore." And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
The three.
But
Stooges.
in all seriousness, Jeffrey did talk to us like a couple minutes before we started recording, and it's probably it may be like indefinite break, but for the time being, at least I'll assume it's probably like a temporary break, but we don't know when. It could be like several weeks, several months. It could be forever, but
yeah,
And
we'll
just
probably
like
never
how,
see him. You guys will probably never see him in this podcast. Like,
yeah, he could be the next Big Ron, who many of you are probably like, who?
who?
Who that?
By then, yeah, by now,
But-
actually, my bad.
Yeah, it's been like 20 episodes since his last appearance.
23 episodes.
I think he was in 5 or something, but that
Was
might have
he?
been the last.
I don't
I
Probably
don't.
had,
I just like a general idea of where it was. It was like 6, 5, 4, or something like around there.
I thought it was like
But-
2.
I don't remember.
He's been in more than that. But regardless, he he ain't here. If you want to know who he is, check out the first episode. So you can learn more about him, and then never learn anything else about him.
Oh, that's funny.
Young and naive us.
Yeah, and as you can see, since there's only 3 of us, and we're missing 2 people, 3 people. We're not gonna do the Q&A that we promised 2 weeks ago because it'd be weird to have the Q&A for just 3 people when you guys might want to ask Kenny or Jeffrey questions. So
Too late
probably
now.
not gonna do that. If we ever get them back on, yeah. So whenever they're back on, we'll probably try to do Q&A or something then.
I mean, Kenny will be back. He's just probably like unconscious at the moment. Same thing happened last week. He was like taking a nap
Yeah,
for like what
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 hours.
yeah. Which is again nuts because I need quite a bit more than that to be functional. But yeah,
That's a nap. Nap should be short.
I mean, he doesn't go to sleep though. He takes naps.
that is very true.
That's his thing.
Are you sure we're not like confusing like his naps and his like actual like
I don't think he
go
sleeps.
go
I
to
think
sleep?
he's
But,
just
like let's say like it's flipped for us normal people. Like when he sleeps at night, it's a nap. But when he sleeps during the day,
It's sleeping.
his quote unquote nap is actually his sleep time.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
we don't know.
can he, I actually think I'm not sure how true this is, but I hear that we're actually not supposed to sleep like a full 8 hours, and that humans were originally designed to sleep like a couple hours at a time. I think it's because they had to like stay awake, to like protect the others or something at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
that
like-
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard.
I think it sounds like it has merit because way back when humans were like hunter gatherers, like on a 24/7 basis. There's a lot of things out there that will like fuck you up.
Oh
like a
yeah,
bunch
dude.
of animals. So I don't see us like staying asleep for like 8 hours at a time. Like, oh, I'm just gonna knock out and hopefully nothing kills me during that time.
Yeah, and then even if, like, even you could argue like, oh, they can just take shifts or something, but that these are like uga booga humans. They don't know the concept of like shifts. They're just like you sleep, I watch. Me sleep, you watch, or something. But it's never for like 8 hours.
Defend home base.
Yeah,
Apes
and
strong together.
Apes strong together, indeed. It's a reference for something I like posted earlier in our Discord general chat, regarding the GameStop stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Stocks are going strong. I hear
Yeah, that
in
shit's
that
crazy.
sector. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
I just like that quote.
I saw the Blockbuster stock go up like 776% in like one day because people just poured their money into that, which is like nutty. Like I'm assuming, I mean, I'm pretty sure the stocks are like exactly 776 right now, but like 776% is pretty big for Blockbuster, who's been dead for like a decade or at least.
I forget that it's like still technically a thing. I hear like it's still alive in other countries, just not the U.S.
I hear we have like one or
I
two
thought
stores in
Alaska
here.
has one.
Yeah, Alaska.
Yeah.
One of the states has one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Alaska. I'm very sure it's Alaska.
You guys know the story of their downfall, by the way, Blockbuster?
Well, it was like Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much was like
Netflix.
they had an opportunity to own Netflix before it was, the Netflix. And
Yeah.
the executives were like, "Hey, should we have a online streaming service?" And then they're like, "Nah, fuck that shit. That sounds lame." So
Yeah.
Netflix just continued doing its own thing, and then look how the turntables,
Is Redboxes still a thing?
I think no, Redbox is still doing okay. Yeah, because there's some people who just like they just go to 7-Eleven or some shit like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
and they just buy the movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Redboxes personally in like forever. It's been at least like a couple of years since I've been inside like a Safeway or a Safe Mart that had like a Redbox.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just not big here, but I'm assuming if you live in like Kentucky or some shit, you're
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, like because I don't know anybody that still uses like their Blu-ray or DVD player. They just go on their fucking, their smart TV or their computer or something already.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
What else? What else have we been like missing since like the past week?
Oh man, we've been missing Jeffrey here. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Come back.
The rest of the crew.
Indeed. But this could be like a nice like good experiment because like I always wonder what it was like to have like only a small number of people in the podcast.
I think the problem with our 4 to 5 people format for sure was that, I mean, besides the fact that me and you are the most talkative people in each episode, I think like even then it's hard for everyone to have like time to speak an adequate amount because in a way we're all kind of competing.
To an hour.
We're limited to an hour, but we're also competing with each other on like how to speak, when to speak. Because like besides me and Paul, like the time where me and Paul don't speak, it's split amongst you, Jeffrey, Kenny, and if we have the special guest, then we have a special guest trying to get some time into. So it's a hard divide, but with 3 people, it's easier because then besides me and Paul, it's just one other person, and that person's gonna take up every other time that me and Paul don't speak. So.
We just like collectively look at Dean like, better step up, friend.
Hey, fuck you! I just crack jokes. That's all I do here.
Yeah.
Well, because normally when we like first started to decide to make a podcast and like actually like go through with it.
Yeah, this was the setup.
This was the setup. What were you guys' thoughts about like when we first started then and how much we've learned and improved now as our like 25th episode?
I think I've gotten better at just talking in general, and like I've gotten better at like bringing up topics or to kind of finding a way to continue something we're already talking about. Like when if we're talking about like pizza, I could be like, oh, so yeah, Little Caesars kind of sucks, right? What do you guys think? And then we would talk about Little Caesars, and we'd just branch off into whatever from there. I think I've gotten better at that.
For me,
Speaking of which, my mom loves Little Caesars for some reason.
Oh.
She's the one that always like crazy about pizza the most in our family, which is very, very odd.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around. Yeah,
the younger generation, but
yeah, I don't crave pizza at all. I crave for the wings though, the buffalo wings. Ooh,
amen to that, brother.
Those things.
But Indeed. But continue what Jim was saying. Like it's getting a little bit better, a little bit easier to make topics or like try to create topics out of nothing. I still have that initial fear when we first started doing the podcast, just like having like a little couple seconds of silence. Like if let's say like we just finish a topic and we're like we all have no idea either who's going to speak next or what the topic is going to be because it just felt like we just finished a topic. Yeah. There's always that period of awkward silence that lasts for like a couple seconds, and I fear that silence the most. I'm just all right, like really come on, silence, come on. Like...
Yeah,
I'm going into like Jimmy Neutron brain thing. It's like, think, come up with a topic now. Can't have this awkward silence.
Yeah. Normally in those situations, I'm just like, okay, we just finished something. I'm like, maybe Paul or something are gonna bring something up or talk about something, and then no one does. I'm like, okay, let me try to think of something to talk about real quick. And then
I've noticed my filler words or sounds that I make when there's that awkward silence. You'll know it whenever you just hear me start sounding like. So yeah. Anyways, like, it's stuff like that. Filler words.
Yeah.
I'm like, we need to fill in the silence. We can't have this. We've only been talking for like 30 minutes. We still at least have like a 30 more minutes to go.
Have you guys ever listened to recordings of any episodes, like even just one from what we've done?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You know what I've noticed about myself that I hate? Like I've noticed that I say like or like a lot in between my words. I'm just like, wow, I don't even notice I do it while I'm doing it. But then like when I go back to the recording, I hear it. I'm just like, stop, make it stop.
Like can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed that like as well, even when we're not recording. It's just like one of those like filler words that you just have. It's just part of the culture.
It is like... part of the culture, and Kazu Miller says it's natural. Sure, I do agree with that, but I really wish that I could just speak more like a professional would. Like
having a flow.
Yeah, having a smooth cadence when you speak or something come out. No in between words that make no sense or ruin like the structure of it, or like if you speak and then it's written down or something, what you're saying, it would look like an actual sentence instead of just like yeah, and then I just did that, so like like that would look pretty bad. But we're not professionals, but I do want to speak better in general because that's just a useful tool in life anyway. So
yeah, you got there. You eventually got there, friend.
Yeah, and eventually get there. And me, I'll be like, me hungry, me sleep,
me.
Yeah,
unga bunga.
Because even once we're done with school and we go to our jobs or whatever, we're gonna have a lot of time where we have to speak like a presentation or something, and I don't want to sound dumb as hell,
Well, do you want to sound like you never saying the word or like you're tripping over your words, or do you want to be like it sounds like you're reading off a script without sounding like you're reading off a script, like you just like everything like just flows like super well, like zero mistakes?
Probably like both.
A little bit of both.
Out of curiosity, says Kazuya Mila 69, what microphones are each of you using? I am using a HyperX Quadcast. It's like a USB condenser microphone.
I am using a Samsung G-Track Pro.
Ah, shit. I have to like remember the name. I see the box. It's like a what I'm currently using is just like the Blue Yeti microphone that these guys got me for Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's if you haven't noticed, then
I don't remember the exact specs because I just look at.
The USB condenser is just like what type of microphone there is. There's like different types. There's like dynamic and there's like USB condenser. There's like studio stuff. So ours is like the budget kind for like you want to sound good, but it's not like the best quality you can get.
Yeah.
Like if we were voice actors, for example, for like a cartoon, anime, or whatever, we wouldn't want to use these because these aren't that great. But then this is good enough for like streaming or recording, just basic stuff.
It gets the job done. It's definitely
Yeah,
what I have now. It's definitely or at least what these guys got me. It's definitely an upgrade. What I had before like Christmas, because before then during the podcast or even just like talking on Discord in general, you'd always hear like a little bit like static in the background whenever I spoke. It wasn't super noticeable, but it was there if you like listened.
Yeah, I remember that. And then Kenny has like the worst mic because usually he's like on his phone, which isn't the best for sound quality, but it gets the job done, of course.
Yeah,
it gets the job done.
So when we're all like in the podcast talking, there's like a big. I'm assuming anyway. There's a big difference between the three of us versus like Jeffrey and Kenny, where Jeffrey uses his headphone or his headphone mic, where it's connected to his headset and then he talks to it, which also gets the job done, but not the best.
That was me not too long ago either.
Yeah. So you're talking to the USB condenser microphone boys right here.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't deserve to be in this club. I didn't buy this.
But alas, you got it. If you want, we could do a. We can't do it on Twitch. We can do a hentai dub session for you guys, fans. Check us out, OnlyFans, _Nincompoops.
Wait, do we do like a different episode or different hentai?
Shit. Oh, wait. You talking about the hentai dubbing?
Yeah, hentai dubbing. Yeah.
I guess we could do the community thing. Like, hey, send us your favorite hentai you want us to dub, and then we'll dub it.
We're just gonna have like, okay, we're all gonna be watching this hentai now. Start synchronizing play at like 5 seconds. Is that what we're gonna do? We're all just gonna like watch hentai live and just like dub.
Actually, I have no idea how the process works. Actually, so,
I was like wondering like how is this working? I don't even know how you do that live.
Yeah, no clue. I would assume we'd have to
unless you want to like dub a dojin. So that'd be a little bit easier.
What could happen is that we could, if we were to do this, I think we have to like record it, like have it play out in the original language, and then after it plays, we try to pretty much do the same thing but in English, and then overlay our recording over the.
Oh, I see. We're not like reading the same script, but we're just like making stuff up.
Yeah. We could get the script and like change it or use the script exactly. I'm assuming it has subtitles, of course. Use that exactly and just say what it says, but in our voices.
I mean, both are equally absurd.
We're just doing improv right there.
Improv.
Yeah, or ad lib.
Yeah.
I mean, hentais are pretty easy. I feel so.
I think the hardest part would be having someone play the girl because
we'll hire somebody.
Besides the pitch, they have to like. I mean, let's say it's Dean because Dean has to. I think he has the highest pitch of all of us. If it's Dean, would have to be the girl, and he'd have to like, make sounds that the guys don't have to make.
Just moan a lot and just say "oh chin chin" a lot.
Yeah, Dean lives with his family, so they just hear him make like
hentai dub voices. Cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all love our family?
That's also true. But
Can't
I live
we just
with
hire
people.
Hulk Hogan to dub the girl's voice?
Yeah, come in my face,
brother.
Hey, all right. Well, if we ever get that $2,000 check, I'll consider it. Until then, there ain't no dice.
Hey, if you guys want to fund our hentai dub, just donate to us at our Venmo. It's in the description below. Venmo.
We have a Venmo? Holy shit!
/the_Nincompoops.
I didn't think we had a Venmo.
I don't even go onto the Twitch videos.
Also check our Pornhub account. It's _Nincompoops. Same thing. We have a channel everywhere. All right.
Yeah, that's where we'll post the
I didn't realize we were
The dev
verified on
hentai.
Pornhub.
Well, we will be. All
Can you
right.
imagine it's someone's favorite hentai and we just fucking ruined it for him?
Oh, it's not Venmo. It's Patreon that people use, right? Never mind. I meant
Like,
Patreon.
what? Yeah,
Patreon.com/the_Nincompoops.
that sounds pretty sketch. Just like a Venmo. I've never
Yeah,
heard of
yeah.
that.
Sorry, Dean. You're saying?
Imagine ruining someone's hentai because we dubbed the girl as Hulk Hogan. I mean, it's a 50-50. It's a hit or miss.
It's comedic. It's
Yeah.
comedic though.
That sounds like an upgrade to me.
Like, we'll play that one fly thing we watched at Fanime. Like, we'll have Hulk Hogan play the girl,
It's coming out, brother.
or Hogan can be one of those girls, and then one of us could be like Isamu from that other one.
Yeah.
Man, I missed Hentai Night. That was such a bonding experience.
Yeah,
It is.
I mean, you had a lot more fun than we did. You were like
I had a
top
blast.
of your lungs.
I had a blast, dude. Yeah, like my legit after I was done like yelling with just like yelling out USA airtime. Someone got coomed in. It's just amazing.
Yeah. You know, it's so fun.
I'll forever look up to that young boy who got those 2 big titty maids. Just like, hey, let's have some fun.
I
Speaking
know.
of-
I'm so jealous.
Speaking of
I
maids,
know that.
how are you guys with maids? Like, is maybe it's not a fetish, but is it like a thing you guys are like, you know?
Like a maid outfit, kind of.
Yeah. Is that something you're into at all? Or
No.
like some people are into different things, but
I mean, there's one hentai that I like that has like a maid. And I think her name was like, the name was like Maid Maria or something. It was like a blonde hentai lady.
or
But-
name is maid.
No, I think her name was like something. No, the name of the hentai. But
Okay.
other than that, no, not really. I don't have a maid
Yeah,
outfit.
I don't get the maid thing. I get maybe it's like the whole like, oh, I will service you thing, I guess, but the outfit doesn't really do it for me. It's just I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
not. It's not doing anything. Like even
For
even when you go to like a maid cafe in Japan, it's very cringy, and you're just cringing the whole time.
Even if what they don't do is cringy, even if they're like more like sexual or whatever, I mean, I'll be like, the
Yeah, it's,
outfit,
it's
like,
still nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, if it ever comes to like dress up, it would probably be like either office lady or teacher. That would be like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Or nurse. I'm cool with nurse too.
yeah, nurse, yeah. That also works. But
Are
it's
you-
like,
I'm talking about like sexy cop or like just like regular cop outfit, but just like with like big old titties or what?
oh, the one with the skirt.
Oh, okay. Not like realistic cop, just like porn.
Of course not.
porn
No,
shop.
no, no. These are. You ever seen like You ever seen like those like nurses outfits you see in like porn ever in real life? No.
Yeah.
No.
Like, along with the giant.
Was that ever a thing?
I think it was
Probably-
a thing.
Probably like in the 40s.
Yeah, and now it's. I don't know. Like it's so different now.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's like more. It's like blue scrubs, really.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
Yeah.
It's not meant to like. I guess it could be kind of arousing, but
But school
not.
teachers though, that does do it for me.
I don't even think it like for teachers. It's like the outfit because like they can wear whatever.
I
I
think
think
it's,
it's
the,
like the
it's the role play of it, right?
The role
Status.
play, yeah.
Yeah.
dynamic. It kind of like kind of turns me on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
the,
For
like-
me, it's not the costume. It's more about the role play, probably.
Yeah.
And I think it's like also because it's kind of relatable because all of us have had that like one teacher we were like, oh man,
Yes.
Oh, did I ever tell you? I think I told Paul, but I ever tell you about my middle school teacher, my math teacher? So
don't know.
she was Japanese, and then she taught math, and she was pretty young. I think at the time I was like 13, but she seemed like she was like 20 something, like mid-20s or something.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I always thought she was cute, and I didn't have like a crush or anything, but I thought she was cute. And then after I graduated, one of my close friends who went to middle school with me said that, "Oh, did you know that Miss H is getting married?" I was like, "Oh, really? Good for her." But in the inside, I was like, "Damn it, no!"
Jim ran home crying. Damn, it could have been me.
Heart is like rip it into.
I'm pretty sure even if she wasn't, I would never like even see her again. But the thought, I was like, no, damn it, another one is taken.
Exactly. That's why it's like it's so relatable. We've all had that. I mean, I had a couple like teachers that I thought were attractive, but I don't think any that I had an actual crush on, except for when I was in university. And I had like a professor who was like probably like a couple years older, just like still in the single digits, couple older. found her very attractive, and that was a good class.
I mean, oh wait, never mind.
No, single digits like above, not like like
okay. For some reason, I thought you said double digits. I'm like,
no, not that, Jim. I ain't going to jail. No, why is there a teacher that's in the single digits?
Don't worry, Paul. We're good.
All right. Paul, you sick fuck.
No, I don't want to go to jail. That's not what I meant. Please, officer. No, that's not what I said.
But yeah, wasn't that one teacher like a geography or geology teacher or something, right?
It was geology, yeah.
And that was like your first like low key crush on a teacher.
Big science nerd. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of debated like, I wonder if like after this semester of this class, I wonder if I could ask her out.
You could have.
But it didn't happen.
She'll probably say she's married or something, and you're just, oh.
You could have, but it also would have made things a little awkward. Because like
I was at the end of the semester, so I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, that's true.
Even then, it's still like a kind of like a power dynamic though that people usually, when they're in that spot with the teacher, they're not like, okay, sure, whatever, it's whatever. They're still like, it's a little weird because you were my student, and so I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be right, I think that's what they would think.
Probably for like most people.
I don't care. It's all according to
normal people. According to Keikaku. No, it's like for most normal people that's weird. Have you ever seen those porns or those hentais where like, you're a high school student, like, you just graduated. Let me give you like a gift before you leave, because you're no longer my student. They just start banging. That's that's sometimes the fantasy.
First, that I feel like even that is just porn though, because
that is porn exactly.
Usually, again, like when they're the teacher, like, oh, I have like some authority over this person, or I had, so it feels wrong to do it now. Maybe
which is the correct thing.
Yeah.
Unless she really finds you attractive and she's been holding back, then I think that's like that's a win right there.
Yeah. Legally, it should be fine at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's like we're both like adults at that point, so it was fine.
You guys are both adults, so
yeah. Not even technically one.
A couple years down the line, it's not as bad, but then immediately okay, you graduate, me, principal's office right now.
The principal's like, all right, I get to watch. You guys get to use my office, but I get to watch. All right,
I'm gonna stay hidden under the desk and listen to you guys.
As the desk creaks.
Either that, the principal's has a stack of papers, just doing his work. He's eating his lunch. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm trying to do work here. What are you guys doing? Get out!"
And then the teacher throws the student on the desk and starts doing whatever, and the guy's like, "Not this again." He just keeps stapling his papers and writing on it.
You better not getting juices on the carpet again. I'll be very upset.
Yeah. This is the second time today.
What is it with your teachers and bagging graduates?
You guys aren't even the first teacher and student today either. There's another one. You sick fucks.
If you feel the corner of this table, of my table, it's still kind of lukewarm.
Oh no.
You guys ever have that fantasy in school where you're like you're not paying attention, and then you're like, what if like terrorists like invaded my school right now, and then I become like Superman and just take them all out and
Well,
save everybody?
I have had that thought, but not terrorist, or just like school shooter.
School shooter. Well, I mean, some sort of threat, like come out
Yeah,
of school.
I've had those.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, when you said terrorist, I thought you meant like plural terrorist.
It could be terrorists, like multiple terrorists, where you're like it's like you're like in an action movie. They come in and then you sneak from behind them, knock them all out, take their guns, and go to the other buildings, spray them down, save everybody.
I've had that thought a lot back in like high school. I think my senior year. I think I usually fantasize about this scenario when in what was it that those classrooms on the second story in the quad area.
Yeah.
I always imagine like, man, I wish like not well, this is a terrible thing to say. I fantasized about like, man, ever like a school shooter or like a terrorist group that came, and for some reason I had like a sniper rifle. It would have been a perfect like vantage point up there. And one barricade, I'm gonna snipe all these baddies. It's a power fantasy that made zero sense, but I fantasize about that. In class.
They all have guns, but yet all they do is just run towards you as you shoot them down. And then they think like, hey, what if we just shoot him? And they're like, nah, just went up the stairs.
I would do a good job, and all the girls would be like, "Oh, Paul,
you saved us,
brother!" Take me now. And they just throw themselves at me. That's what I fantasize.
I think every guy has some version of this fantasy. Like obviously in real life, if it happens, we're like, "Oh shit, fuck, I'm out of here!" Like we just like run out the street and go home or something. But
or those fantasies where like you get into a fight. Or like you get like ambushed by like multiple people, like in the movies, and you just like
you win.
All right, you martial arts them to like flawless victory.
Yeah, as they like rush in one at a time, as they circle you, and then you just kick their ass one at a time instead of them going like, "What if we just all jump this guy at the same time?"
What if we all jump him, hold him, and then beat the shit out of him and take turns? Like, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, whoa! How about honor one at a time? Like gauntlet match. Like how about we don't do that? They're like, nah, we jumping you. Oh, well, shit.
I was imagining myself like John Wick minus the gun, or like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Sort of situation.
Yeah.
I had those fantasies, but those fantasies stopped after I took a judo class during university and realized, man, I kind of suck at this whole fighting thing. I kept getting my ass beat during like sparring matches.
Bro, the only sort of fighting I know is from like wrestling, but obviously like those moves, while they can hurt, they don't like incapacitate people if they're like trying to kill you in real life.
You mean like jumping off the top rope doesn't like incapacitate people?
No, I'm talking about when you like throw them into the ropes and they bounce back right towards you.
You throw them to the wall and then like you're supposed to.
All your plans involve like you need like an actual ring.
Yeah.
And like a steel chair.
The skull turns into a ring, and Jim's like, "All right, it's over for you fools."
All right, like, hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to run back after making contact with the ropes. No, I don't. I could just leave.
Or
shit.
Shoot you right here.
Oh, fuck. This wasn't part of the plan.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Man.
Or like when you like kick them in the nuts and it like shatters their entire being that they cannot do anything anymore.
Oh, I felt that just now when you said that.
Yeah.
What?
That one kind of.
I was imagining like Sniper Elite, like Cam, where like shoot someone in the nuts.
Oh, dude, how many times have you guys gotten hit in the nuts? Like, I've only gotten hit a couple times. Usually it was from like soccer or something because
probably like 1 or 2 times for me.
Mine's like a couple times.
Yeah. The only one I remember is when my younger sister like kicked me in the nuts back when I was like 10 or something. That felt bad.
I haven't gotten hit there in a while because usually the older you get, the less people want to hit you in your nuts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I still feel the pain from that day. The last time I got hit hard, it was just if you don't have nuts and you never got hit there, it's like pretty much like a window shattering, but it's like your entire being.
Anytime like someone has like a conversation, like you just hear someone have a conversation about like their genitals or like their PP getting like messed up, all guys just instinctively just like start closing their legs and just like covering their private parts.
Yeah.
I I,
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 I
I remember this because like a couple weeks ago, I remember I was picking Jim up from work and I had a podcast playing, not this one, of course, a different one. And in that podcast, they were talking about like some guy like back in like the 30s who were like who wanted to stop being horny. So in his attempt to not be horny anymore, he tried to cut off his own dick.
Yeah.
I already listened to that podcast like before that day, but I just wanted to see Jim's reaction to that, so I just replayed it. And I just remember like Jim just like whining in the back as I was playing.
Yeah, it's the thing that connects all the guys together. Like
Yeah.
the pain of getting hit in the nuts. Like we all feel it.
All the pain or of getting hit in nuts, or the pain of like someone threatening to cut off your nuts. Or
Yeah, like if it's like a movie where someone gets their arm cut off, I'm just like, oh shit, that sucks. But if it's like someone getting their nuts kicked or some shit or
Yeah.
cut off or whatever, I'm just like, oh god.
yeah,
That shit hurts.
all the legs just start closing.
Yeah.
Do is there anything that females have or girls have that have like warrants the same reaction? Because I know like getting hit in the breast, some say is like the equivalent of getting hit in the nuts.
No, I don't think those. I mean, I don't doubt that it hurts, but I don't think those like remotely comparable in like whatever the metric is for pain.
Yeah, I think the I assume getting hit in the nuts is like way worse than getting hit in the breast. But I'll never know because I don't have boobs.
Cousin here, Miller 69 says having a kid probably. Yeah, that is true. Like having a kid is a far more painful experience. But I think like when it comes to like the pain impact itself, I think getting hit in the nuts is worse. But it's only for like that's short instance, right? Whereas with when you're giving birth to a kid, it's like a whole like I don't know, 15 minutes. I don't know how long it takes.
You say like the short instance, like just like the one hit is just where all the pain is. There's still the very
it's still lingering pain, but it's like that the initial like is when it hurts the most. And I think that does surpass giving birth, but giving birth takes like much longer, so that hurts a lot more than the ball thing.
If we had like a chart, imagine like the GameStop stocks like just like rapidly sharpening up. That's like where like that initial pain is. That's just 1 second of pain when you're getting hit in the nuts.
And
sharp increase.
And then giving birth is basically like the next few days of the stocks, where it's like it's lower, but then it's more like consistent.
It's more consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you guys seen those videos where guys would like put those little shock things on their stomach areas?
I think it's the BuzzFeed guys, right?
Yeah. Simulating like giving birth, or at least like having just like giving birth. Would you guys ever do that?
No.
I'd try it out.
I wouldn't. I don't see a reason to. I'm like voluntarily wanting pain for no reason. Like like I guess it's like, oh, I want to see how much pain my partner has or something. But I don't. I can still understand that she's going through pain without having to go through it myself.
How about you, dude?
I'd probably try it out.
Try it out? Yeah, I'd try it out too. Just because I don't know. Just maybe it's just part of like the adventurous side is like. It's not permanent damage.
It's not bad. Like it's like, hey, you want to get tortured? Sure, fuck it. That's the ideal to me. So I probably wouldn't.
I think I mean, not probably. It will be very painful, but for me, it's just like it'll also be kind of funny though. just like
Oh, for content, I'd do it, but then
For
like
content, yeah.
yeah, but we don't really exactly have a fan base.
We
Well,
you guys, we love
or
you.
in the very least, like giving your friends, family, and your significant other like a very good laugh.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Should we buy one? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not professionals. I would do it like in a safe environment.
I do it in like whatever lab or doctor they're doing it at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
But not right now.
Put one of the pads in your head.
Yeah, no, not right now. There's one, we don't have partners. We're all poor single fellows, and two, COVID's still a thing.
Hey, we're single, but we're not poor. All right, we're just really, really not rich or not. We're poor. Okay, we're poor.
I thought you said poor.
We're poor. Anyway, yeah. When it comes to that, I guess it's for that. But if it's just for like, shits and giggles, where we're like, hey, let's just go to the trip, go there, get birthered, and then
Well, everyone's watching you in pain.
Yeah,
Make a good laugh out of it. Yeah.
If it's just like us, I probably wouldn't. But if it's if it's like, hey, we're gonna show this to our family, then I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like, I wouldn't do it until like I had like a partner, and she suggested it. Then I'm like, all right, let's do it. Because then it was just one to like understand what my partner would go through or has gone through, depending if she's given birth before. And two would just be like,
oh, you guys hear
be
that?
funny, be funny.
Paul and single moms is a go. All the single moms out there who's listening to our podcast right now.
Hey, any sexy single mothers out there?
Yeah,
I am available.
yeah.
All right.
There are some in that. There's like they're like 1.5 miles away.
I have mentioned before I am into older women, so you're a-okay to me.
Speaking of which, would you guys want to be stepdads at this age, or like within the next 2 years?
Stepdad?
Definitely not right now. No, definitely not.
Yeah,
I can barely take care of myself. I
Yeah.
don't have an income, and I'm still waiting on that text or phone call from the Marine Corps.
Bro, I'm getting texts from them. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yo, what the fuck? When there's like someone who's like perfect, like, hey, place.
Yeah, they keep saying like, "Hey, this is Sergeant blah blah blah. I hear you go to Dianza. You want to be a officer candidate?" I just didn't respond. I got like 3 texts in like a span of 2 days. It's like,
oh yeah. Speaking of which, apparently they're gonna let transgender people back into the military, so we're gonna have more transgender drone pilots. Hells yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that
Diversity.
happened. That's gonna be bad for like people on the ship.
Why?
Ship?
I think most service members want transgender people back, though. I think it's like 80% of them don't care if they come back or not.
Well, I think don't care is different from like wanting it to happen.
Don't care
Well,
as in like
no,
I feel like they're bothered by it. Like 80% are not bothered. If
Yeah.
yeah.
because
That's
I
the distinction.
was
I meant,
talking
yeah.
to one of my female that's still on the ship, and they're kind of iffy about having a transgender on their birthing. That's just about it.
I mean, it's probably still just like antiquated thinking, just like, oh, they just want to do it to the peep on the other sex or gender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
there's
just
gonna be like a lot of sexual assault or sexual harassment kind of
Yeah, which sucks,
reports.
Yeah. But overall, in order to have this is kind of like a broad social prescription, but in order to have transgender people be normalized in the military and just in society in general, we have to bring them into the environment. We can't really exclude them. It's like saying like, hey, there's going to be a lot of sexual harassment if we let women into the military, so we shouldn't have them in the military. But at some, you have to bring women in so that they can all be, it can all be normalized when it comes to social relations. So that's something you're gonna have to bite the bullet on. It's not, acceptance is not going to happen over time or instantly, but it will happen over time, is what I'm trying to say.
Usually, it's all from what I've heard, it usually is the military that tends to be better when it comes, or at least like the forerunner when it comes to like social issues, at least compared to like the rest of the United States. Because when it came to like desegregation, that didn't really, for most of America, that didn't really happen until by law, until like the civil rights movement in the 60s. But desegregation had already happened like after World War II. So that was probably like the U.S. military, even though it seems like more conservative, which it generally is, but it's when it comes to like actual social issues, they tend to be like ahead of the rest of the country when it comes to that sort of stuff. So it's probably the same thing when it happened. The same thing happened with like gays and transgender stuff as well.
Yeah. Rating Lotus Petal says, "Take care of me, please." I'm assuming that's directed towards Paul or somebody. And then she also said, "How's everyone doing? How are you guys doing?"
I'm doing great. How are you, friend?
I'm doing okay, all things considered. Like
doing
the
terrible.
R.I.P. Kenny, R.I.P. Jeff.
Yeah.
You're doing terrible? Why are you doing terrible, Dean?
Kenny's not here. Jeffrey said, "Fuck all of you." No, I'm just kidding. But we're not gonna see Jeffrey for a while in the podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty sad days.
I'm doing good. I finally got Skyrim to start working with all the mods. At least probably like around like 200 mods I have, or at least probably like 150 at least. I spent like a good 2 to 3 months just like ever since I bought the special edition. Now I finally started playing it like 2 days ago. 2 to 3 days ago. It's been great. It's been a blast. I'm so happy.
Damn, I wish I found someone who cared about me like Paul cares about his mods.
I know, right? It's too cold.
I've beaten Skyrim probably around like 3 times at this point, but with all the stuff I added on for this playthrough, it legitimately feels like a different game. Just because like I added so many survival aspects. I've taken out fast traveling, so instead of just like, oh, discover the location, I can just teleport there. No, I actually had to like walk there, and
it sounds like yes. What the fuck?
It does. But had I not played this game before, I would have just like stuck with default. I'll just fast travel. But since I've already played this before, it makes it feel like a new game. It has like a fresh coat of paint and a fresh face, so it doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I really do want to talk about video games sometime because that's a topic that I think all of us will have a good amount of things to talk about.
I've added that in like the podcast topics before. It's like, well, literally back in like what, October? Yeah, October was
I can't
first got you into video games
I'm
and all that.
the thing.
Yeah.
We never did. We never talked about it.
We have that's because we always had something else, but now our problem is having everyone here.
Yeah. I think
I do want to talk about it because I think we all have different perspectives as to like what makes a good game or
big titties.
What makes a game like really bad by design or something. I think we'll have good ideas or perspectives and all that. So I hope
it's completely wild how all of us play games like legit. Well, I mean, by all of us, I mean like the other guys too that normally hear on the podcast, but we never really talked about it at length.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get to it one day. Chop chop. Kenny, come back to life. Jeffrey, come back to life. But yeah,
please.
But yeah, as you can see, we're doing all right.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, how about you, Raining Lotus Petal? We never asked how you guys are doing. How about how are you guys doing, viewers?
We always ask where are the viewers? Where are subscribers?
It's never how are the viewers.
Never how are the viewers.
If you're watching this on YouTube, let us know how you're doing in the chat or in the comments. All right. If you're on Twitch, let us know right now. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Yeah. We have too many assholes in the world. We need more people asking like how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just being genuine and all that.
You want to hear something that's really interesting. I found apparently it's like a cultural thing within the United States
Yeah.
that people in the West Coast are more likely to like socialize, to be like, "Hey, hope you're doing fine. How are you? You're really cool and all that stuff." But then we don't really mean it. Whereas people in the East Coast are more like, "Fuck, what are you doing, man? All right, you need to get your shit together, bro. What the fuck? Or fuck off." But then they like they actually like mean it though when they do nice things for you. They don't just say it through words; they do it through actions.
Yeah, they're
I find
very
that to be
blunt
really
about
interesting.
everything.
Yeah,
Like,
and yeah, I found that to be kind of true, at least in the West Coast, because I can't really say for the East Coast, but where
I
people
mean,
were,
you were there for like a little bit when you were like,
yeah, but I was like too young to remember anything.
yeah, Baby Jim was like, "I'm walking over here."
Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, you want
Very
a piece?
true.
You want a piece of me, Paul? Hey, you want a piece of me?
You know, a piece
I
of my
mean,
diaper.
I mean, you can make an argument for either one, which one is better, because
I mean, it's a culture thing. It's hard to say which is better.
it's
'Cause,
hard. It's hard to say. People want authenticity, but people also want people to be nice, and
yeah,
sometimes you can't. You have to be nice, even if like your true feelings are like, yeah, fuck off, mate, something like
yeah,
that.
but
So,
it is kind of true for the West Coast. Because how many times have you spoken to someone and they're like, "Hey, yo, we should hang out sometime. Let's hang out. I've missed you," and then like you never see them again.
the last time I did that was probably a couple of years ago at like at the Levix where we're at in downtown.
Yeah. Cousin Miller says, "I heard that Jim has a bigger dick than half the population." Ah, that is true.
What? No,
So that so,
no,
I used to
no.
tell this joke where it's like 51% of the population are female, so it means that you have a bigger dick than at least half the world.
I mean, that's true.
So you know what?
I don't have Twitch open, so I can't tell if that's actually
What if they
written.
got a
Or
big clit? What
go.
do you do?
Big clit.
So like, hey, you know that's my motivational quote right there. All right, so you have a bigger dick than at least half the world. All
No
right?
matter how small your genitals are, or how small your PP is always bigger than half the world.
Yeah. So
What if you have a
bam,
micro
there you
penis?
go.
And
Still bigger than half the world.
It's still bigger.
That's
all right.
true.
If it's existent at all, then it's still bigger.
That was just reminded me of those hentais where some crazy doc lady or guy, depending, just like, all right, I'm going to inject you with this serum, and your clit going to turn into a big dick.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know that that's a thing, but why are you into that, Paul?
I don't know. Did you ever just? It's like it's fetishes. It's like kinks.
It's
You
okay,
don't know
Paul.
why.
I understand.
You don't know.
Paul.
You don't
Don't
know
worry.
why
There's
you're
a
into it.
reason. There's a reason behind every fetish.
There's probably a reason, but there's like a lot of things like you don't know why you're into them. You just
You're
are.
just like, wow, that shit's hot. All right.
Yeah.
Like as someone who's not like as much of a connoisseur as you, Paul, I'm assuming the reasoning is like, oh, pretend it's like a dude, but it's not a dude, but they just have like huge tits, but they have a dick, right? Is that what it does it for you?
No, I think it's more like just the penis. It's just like some people view it as like a symbol of like power or like a power dynamic
Oh,
with like
shit.
guys. But instead of a guy having it, you give it to a girl. You give the girl the power. So that's
Wait, are you watching the girl dick fuck a guy? Is that?
No.
Yeah.
I
The
always
girl's
want
dick
like
fucks
girl
the
dick.
guy's dick. Like,
Girl dick fuck other girl. But just watching like how all of a sudden like the power goes to like the girl's head. I just like find that kind of hot.
Are you sure it's not the penis?
I mean, part of it is like probably the penis, but
huh.
a lot of it is also like the power dynamic too.
Like,
Like it's
no kink shaming here. Are you a enjoyer of girls with penises in hentai?
Yeah. I don't know. My brain just like, all right, that shit's hot. We gotta we gotta invest on this one.
yeah. We don't know why it's hot because like I could look at like a penis on a guy and like ugh that's gross. But if I could look at if legit use like copy and paste it that exact same penis and put on a girl, I'd like, oh, that's the good stuff right there. I don't know why. It's just how it is.
I think penises are ugly in general, though. They really
they are ugly in general. This is why I don't blame girls who are like, hey, don't send me a dick pic, because I agree.
Fair, the guys who send dick pics are just fucking weirdos, all right, or creeps.
There are weirdos.
They're just like, all right, I'm really horny. I'm gonna send you a dick pic, and now you have a picture of my dick pic, and then you have my name also. Like, you can blackmail the shit out of the person. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the people who would do that are like fucking brainless, dude. Because it's like they never think about what it's like from the girl's perspective. They're like, as a girl, would I like if someone sent me a picture of their penis, like for like no reason or just out of nowhere? Unless you guys are like dating and you know she gets off on you doing that, then sure. But
I don't think it even has to be a girl. I think just like any normal person in general would not appreciate a random dick pic.
Right, but then like you know like. They just don't think of the other person. They just think of themselves. Like,
yeah.
If I send them a picture of my penis, they'll get mad horny, and then they'll touch themselves to the thought of me as they look at my penis. You know, like I think that's like mega cringe and not very based.
Agreed.
You want it's based though?
Food what pics. Is based?
And food pics. Like, yeah, look at this shit. I'm eating this
chicken. Food pics?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Food pics. Yeah, you like that? Like this McNugget with this barbecue sauce?
Oh, you like it with ranch, you dirty slut.
Look at this tonkatsu I've made.
Yeah.
Me, well, thinking of you.
Oof.
I hope you enjoy it one day as I make it with a nice omelet. Yeah, you like an omelets? Yeah.
Omelette du fromage.
Speaking of kinks, I would love... if I ever when again SO, I think I would try to, you know, suggest a naked apron. And then that's the money right there. I don't know why. It's just
this is bringing me back to like Psycho High School of the Dead right there. Oh, good. That was a good anime.
It is.
We'll never get a season 2.
It's never getting a season 2.
It's never. Which makes me sad. Even the manga is never going to continue.
Didn't the guy who wrote it died, right?
He died, yeah.
Yes. So I'm like, I don't know the rules for copyright and all that shit in Japan, but it's gonna take a little while before someone can just pick up the series and do something with it. So it's safe to say that series is dead, and which is unfortunate because I watched it for not only the zombies but the boob physics, and you know I learned a lot of things.
Learned a lot of things.
Yeah, I watched for the plot.
Like the part where it's so stupid. Like the part where like the guy like uses her boobs as like some sort of a
like a stabilizer.
Yeah, stabilizer. There you go. To fucking shoot at the zombies, and then that same bullet shot like went between this other girl's tits as they were like bouncing. Like one was bouncing one side, the other one was bouncing the other side, and then the bullet goes right through those boobs, and then they bounce back to normal, and the bullet kills like a zombie like 10 to 20 feet away or some shit. Yeah. It's so fucking ridiculous, but you know.
I know it's Japanese anime, but I gotta say that scene was the most American thing I've ever seen. I loved it. I've never felt so proud. And Psycho forever, best girl of that show.
Can you imagine like aliens are like watching like, hey, what do these humans watch? And they just see that scene like, wow.
All right, we're out.
This is brilliant.
Or they're like, I understand. I like this culture.
I like this culture.
Right, we won't invade them. All right, let's get out of here. Let's download some of that shit right now. All right, it's an hour and 4 minutes. You guys want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, we can.
If you guys enjoyed this 3-man podcast.
Yeah. Woo!
You know what? That wasn't so bad. I quite enjoyed that. Just like having like a small group makes it a lot easier to like talk.
And I help. Yeah.
And you know, it has its advantages, of course, and disadvantages.
It does.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, like our video on YouTube, and it'll be uploaded soon. If you want more 3 people podcasts, you might be getting that for a while, so you're in luck. If you like the big people podcast with 5 people, then, and I'm sorry to tell you, but might not happen for a little while.
Yeah,
Right?
probably
no.
never see Jeffrey or Kenny ever again in the podcast.
Yeah, but
Kenny's literally rolling in his grave bed thing.
But anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week we'll try to get at least 3 people again, or maybe it'll just be me talking by myself.
As I
It'll slowly whittle down to like 2
Yeah.
people, and it just becomes like
the Nincompoops podcast, where it's just me. So Jim, how was your day? Oh, it's a really good day, Jim. Hope you had a good day too. Thanks, Jim. So what about them titties? Oh, them titties are great, Jim. Let's go.
how many podcasts only have like one person?
Usually like YouTube shows, like commentary, like
that's not a podcast though.
Yeah, it's not a podcast. I think it's usually 2 people.
But anyways, regardless,
podcast.
if you guys want to watch us live on Twitch Wednesdays 6:30 PST. If you guys want, I'm not sure how this dynamics is gonna work because maybe we will not be free on Wednesdays anymore. But as for now, it'll be Wednesday. But yeah, we'll let you guys know if something changes regarding the schedule or something.
Yeah.
Just Twitch, YouTube, all the links are in the descriptions. And yeah, you guys have a good time and have a nice day.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.